Folks, welcome back. We're going to continue our discussion on The King's Speech by David Mulligan. Let's go to 86, bottom of 86. I like this. So, when you read this script, you'll see two different montages before this. You have a montage that doesn't even proclaim itself a montage, but you have very quick, short sentences as their own paragraphs with little CUs. Kind of cool. I like it. I don't normally use camera cues like CU or angle on or that kind of thing. And I don't know where in the development of this script that they decided to put the CUs. Maybe from the very beginning, David Sedler knew that it should look like this, and he put in the CUs. Who knows? And then the second time he did it very interesting, where he didn't use scene headings, no interior or anything like that, but everything was mostly dialogue cut up by cut twos on the right-hand side. Because each and every time it was the same location but a different time. And it worked very fast, and it went down the page very easy. It's really nice. And I think in those two instances, because he is a great storyteller and really knows how to economize, I think, and we'll never know unless I talk to him about it, but I think that he chose those two different ways of doing the montage for the purposes of the economy for what he was trying to tell at the time. That's why they're different. But he even does it a third time, a different way. And I really like this way too, and I think that if he had done it another way, one of the other two ways, it wouldn't be as effective here because of the way that it sort of reveals itself to the reader, or how it reveals itself on screen. I don't know, I didn't see the movie, so I don't know if it was cut the same way, but it doesn't matter. What matters is the words on the page and whether it tells a good story, because you're most likely a spec writer, and you want to write something that really grabs the reader, and how to do that. So let's take a look at this. At the bottom, you'll see interior/exterior, which means the scene takes place both in and out. Cover both bases. I don't ever use that. I don't. But it's not wrong. I don't know. It's just something that I don't do. I don't know if you do, but there are certain instances where it really works, and I think it works here too. Montage of various locations. And he doesn't give what the locations are in the in scene headings, and if he did, it would probably take up a lot of space, and instead of 90 pages, it could be maybe even 92. But let's see if it works for the paragraph and how it feeds the reader. The assembled dignitaries at Buckingham Palace, Myrtle with the two of the boys, people listening to radios in homes, pubs, factories, a group of soldiers, including Anthony Logue, Queen Mary sitting in her state apartments, David and Wallace listening dolefully in a villa in the south of France, the crowds assembled outside Buckingham Palace, listening on loudspeakers, cutting continually back to Bertie as he grows in confidence. You see how he, even though he sets it up as, well, he's talking to the editor, right? He's talking to the director of photography. He's certainly talking to location manager, right? Because all these different places. And yet, do we get a feel for the building suspense, the building tension? Do we get a really nice broad spectrum of the audience that listening to his speech, and thereby increasing our hope and our fears about whether Bertie can do this at the most momentous time in his life in this story. Nice, done very well. And it's kind of cool to see a writer who's been writing a decade before I was even born, and how effectively he can tell a story with so many different elements. Look at all the different locations and all the different things happening, and he does it in this big, large paragraph. But the paragraph is not so large with the payoff that you get when you finally see it on screen, or for the reader, in the reader's mind. Pretty cool stuff. So I think you would do well to read this script and take a look at how it is on the page, how the story is told with the words on the page, and see if that helps your writing. Do you think that you could tell a story in 90 pages flat, and I think that 90 is really only a half a page. Do you think you can tell a story that is as good as this in as short of pages without missing anything, without having any big plot or story holes? I love the story. I love the script. I'm going to see the movie. I think it's absolutely up to par with an Oscar nomination, and I like it. So thank you for joining me. This has been The King's Speech by David Sedler, and my name is David Mulligan. I'm with the Writers Bloc for Virtual Channel Network. Thanks a lot.